Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cave and Drew Show. This is going to be a independent segment today. We're just going to call it "We Bring the Guest to You" segment.
I like that.
Uh, I'm your host today, Caveman, and I got a special guest today. His name is Leighton. It goes by Legitimate, I believe, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Kate, man?
Man, good, man. I'm glad I finally got you on the program. We're gonna be having a segment today. We're gonna be discussing a lot of stuff to catch up on. But just give us a little introduction, like where you from, what you do.
Yeah, so I come from Broward, man. I come from Broward. I actually come from Miami Gardens. That's where I was born, but I grew up in Broward. So Broward baby to heart. 954. I'm Jamaican. I'm also a producer slash engineer slash videographer slash. I do a lot of stuff.
Jack of all trades.
Let's just keep it like that. But mainly music producer. Over at Solo Co. That's where we at right now, Solo Co Recording Studios. And
yes, sir.
Yeah,
big
man.
shout out. Big shout out to having us here.
Big shout out to Solo Sebi. Big shout out to Touche. Big shout out to Devere. Big shout out to Domingo. Don Legend. Crazy World. Big shout out to City Sid. Big shout out to Sean Patrick, man. Shout out all my artist friends that I work with, Mark Made, DJ Mari, DJ Bang.
Awesome.
Yeah, I gotta give my shout out.
Yeah, man. No, take your time. But yeah, man, it's amazing to be back. This is the first episode that we're going to be using video format. Hopefully we have more of these in the future. And thank you guys for tuning in. And man, I just wanted to have somebody on the show again that will be discussing more, topics related to hip hop, and deeper conversations than what we usually do, which is mostly like pop culture that we have. So, to start off, man, like, what do you do like on your days off? What do you do to make your music, I guess, better? Because you were telling me like you're trying to fine tune some stuff. So
yeah, so I listen to a wide range of music. So that's usually what I'll do is I'll just dive back into just listening to music and really tapping into the production that was done on the music, and I'll tap into the producers as well and find out the credits and see who was on the production and then go and look at the rest of their work. So I necessarily don't try to emulate somebody else's work, but I like to see the breakdown of like how they go about their beats and what are the different techniques that they take into it. So and then from there I'll try and go see if I can recreate that. And then from there I just kind of pick and choose what is more my taste, but it's mainly my taste. I just go based off of like ear whenever I'm making music. It's not too much that I try to like, reciprocate in that sense. But yeah, no. Usually like when it comes to my days off, it's just I wake up mad early, man. I do a lot of stuff in the morning. I like to get up mad early and start my day at like 6-7 o'clock a.m.
just like the pros, man. Everybody gets up early now.
Man, I'll tell you this, like, yeah, those extra 4 hours feel like you have 2 full days, honestly.
Yeah.
It really does feel like that. But I'm more productive when I do it that way, and I'll make music in the morning, and then throughout the day I'll continue to listen to it and see what I want to add to it, what I want to take out, and that's usually like my music production process.
It's an ongoing project throughout the day, like you just kind of layered it basically.
Yeah, man, cause like in the morning I like to have a groove to start off my day, so like it's really good for me to really get into it in the morning, and then I'm gonna bump it and I'm gonna just kind of loop it and just kind of see how much I'm enjoying the song. And if I know that I can get it on loop and it just sounds amazing on just a loop, then I know however I lay it out, it's just gonna sound even more amazing. And then from there, just ideas continue to splurge until I just feel like it's completed.
Awesome, man. I had to get you in for that one because I don't have somebody that actually come and break down what goes on in like an artist like every day, and the amount of effort that comes in, and just having this expression to do what you got to do. So
yeah, it's a lot. It's people think it's easy. It is when it's a good day. I think all my producers can attest to that. It's like you'll have your days where it's just really easy for you to make a beat, and then you have days where you have production block, and it's frustrating. But yeah, for me, I know that I could just listen throughout the day and more ideas will come to me. Or if not, I just know I could leave it there and I'll come back to it another time if I feel like it's not completed and everything. So
Awesome, man. I wanted to touch upon because I was looking into your social and I saw that a lot of things that are important as well, just not just on the everyday as a musician, but your relationships have a big deal with it. You know who you know and how you go about it. But I mean, what's your view on like how relationships are like today, and not just romantic, but just every type of relationship?
oh man. Um there's a lot that goes into relationships nowadays. There's because of social media and the internet, I don't want to say that it's too far off from what it used to be. I think it was always this. It's just about the fact that we tap into more relationships than we normally would, and then relationships that we don't have an actual personal connection with. So people
Hmm.
that you don't personally run into on the daily. And because of that, people get these false images because it seems like there's so much more connection there until you're actually connecting with the people that you have been connecting with through the internet. So it kind of takes away from how genuine relationships used to be
Hmm.
because they were so much more physical than they are through the internet nowadays.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so there's a lot more that you can tap into, and as human beings, we are very emotional beings, both sides, men and women. So there's a lot more on our emotional side that's being tapped into when we have so much more connections with so many different people, and so the way how those relationships go, it affects everybody different, but it just plays a toll on all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And so basically, in other words, like there's certain people that we should have not have met, but we still do, because of the amount of people we meet on online. I want to tap into as well, like you mentioned. I don't know. To me, in my opinion, it just sounds more shallow as well because now you have the dating profiles. You swipe left or something if you don't like the bitch, or
Hmm.
like if you don't like something about the person, it's just that first impression, and first impression can be like peer pressure. You pressure yourself to be a perfect person, which are not. So I don't know. Is it you think it's shallow or?
Shallow, I would. It goes both ways. Like it can be shallow, and it also can be a good thing because, um, you know, in a lot of ways we try to, like you said, be perfect, and we like to display a certain image. It's just more so about the fact, are you keeping true to that image that you're showing everybody. So with the dating scene, it's a little bit more shallow on that side because everybody's trying so hard to be perfect. So before, where it was nothing but physical interactions, it was much easier for you to be nah, actually it was harder for you to be that perfect person because a person's getting to see you in your physical being. You know what I'm saying? As so
Mhm.
much where it's the internet, I can go a whole month before I actually interacting with you and seeing you be this perfect being, and my mind is shaping around that because I'm not seeing these flaws in person. I'm not seeing what's behind the smoke and mirrors. So
Right. And that's all it
um
is, the smoke and mirrors, honestly.
yeah.
So, man, okay, that's a good way to look at it, though. I respect that.
Yeah, man.
Man, and what was another point I wanted to make? Just the connections. Um, I wanted to touch up on also like I've noticed that, and I mentioned to you this before in the car. I was saying that Florida doesn't have that much of either, like a very connection wise of putting other people on as well. um Florida has a very good rep because we had that SoundCloud scene, so kind of switching it up from relationships to
Yeah.
music scene.
Super deep.
Yeah, man, and I just feel like there's not enough of that support without trying to get anything in return. You know, and so we have such good examples, and sadly, most of them have passed away.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah, Florida is such an interesting place, man. I mean, not just on the music scene. We know that like, Florida has some of the craziest stories and, current events and all that stuff. And it's because of the culture that's down here. Florida's a huge melting pot. We got especially down in South Florida, we got a lot of Caribbeans down here. Um,
yeet.
People from all over. And that adds to the dynamic of the culture that is down here. So all these different cultures mixing together, um, I think that plays just a little bit of a part in the reason why it's that way of people not wanting to support each other because everybody's trying to put their culture on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas so in the sense of like in Atlanta or in New York and everything, it's such a tight knitted place that and because they're so condensed together, um, people are more willing to do whatever it is to see their fellow peers be
Right.
on. Um,
I
Whereas
do.
in Florida, it's just like there's this huge sense of pride. It's what I've come to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a huge sense of pride down here, where it's like I don't want anybody getting the claim saying that they put me on or whatever it is,
Or the
and
one up on you
yeah, the one
too.
up on me type of thing. So it's
Yeah.
like instead of the bigger picture, people are looking at the bigger picture, but looking at it in a selfish sense that they want to be the ones to create that bigger picture,
Mm-hmm.
and like you mentioned with people, that were gonna change a lot of that dynamic, RIPX, RIP Ja, um, that was a dynamic that he was trying to push for, pushing for the youth and putting them on and trying to do as much as he can to bring back to his city. I see Kodak doing a little bit of that too, so
Absolutely.
as long as we just continue to go back to that, coming back to our roots and trying to put on the people that we grew up around and that we're spending our time around,
I'm
and
excited,
eventually it'll
man.
change. Yeah,
I'm
I think
excited because I'm excited to see individuals that I met and see them kind of change the scene. I'm curious what they will do now. You feel
yeah,
me? Like shout out to Hal Brown out there and Roby. Like I've seen a lot of their work as well, and I just know met them back in college, and it's just we have so much talent, and uh, it's that crab in the barrel mentality that kind of gets me a little angry
hmm
at the same time, like you were saying, in a closely knit community. I don't think we should have that sense of pride. And I think we try to be a little bit too hard as well. Like you trying to, one up each other. I don't know. It's just in my perspective, you know?
yeah, because it's I know it's more of like a pride thing because you look at like New York is separated by its different cities where like they have pride in their cities. Like you from Brooklyn, you from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? You're not claiming nothing else, and you think you're better than, wherever else, Scarborough or like not Scarborough, but like Buffalo or whatever it is in New York,
Hmm.
the different places. But
They have such
yeah,
a rich
over
culture, though,
here,
man. Like,
over here, like it's the same thing where if you from Dade, you from Dade, and if you from Broward, you from Broward. But like, yeah, it's really so much that everybody's like, oh nah, we don't mess with Broward or we don't mess with Dade or whatever
and
it
we're
is. And
neighbors
it's
too. That's the
and
thing.
yeah, but like we're
That's
all from the
crazy.
same place and everything. Really, truthfully, South Florida, and it's better for us to just big up each other and yeah, big up like people like Sean Patrick and Solo Sebi, man. Those are a couple of people that are really coming through with the dynamic to try and change stuff like that. Shout out Mark Made also. Mark Made has definitely always been trying to like tap into whoever is willing to work and get down and try to like push the narrative that there is a lot of dope talent down here. You know what I'm saying?
More
Same thing with Just John. Shout out to them, Marnino. Those are a couple of people that just like really out here trying to change the culture of stuff like that and get a lot of people going because there is so much talent down here, and if we just put ourselves together, we could definitely do a lot better than a lot of other places.
I
I
feel
think
so
so.
too. I feel like we're dangerous because I considered myself at one point Florida was gonna be a mecca. We looked really good, and
hmm
you know everything has its bumps. Everything has its ends. So we have like this golden era that we could just usher in, just like New York, just like Cali, how they have that East versus West. You got East Coast up there, representing for the East Coast. So I hope we could do that.
I think it's coming, man. I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited that I'm pushing through it because I'm also trying to push that dynamic,
Hmm.
because like yeah, that's like a couple of, like the producer tapes I'm gonna be working on. I'm trying to get a bunch of like Broward and Dade artists to just trying to like get on that and just show name to them, and
Hmm.
I think it's really pushing towards that because before we weren't even getting a lot of Florida artists out, and the fact that like how you're saying with the SoundCloud burst and that bubble, there was a lot of Florida characters that came out. So seeing that Florida at least is getting that attention, and like even nowadays, I see more and more Florida artists getting the attention behind them a lot quicker than it was before.
Yes, sir.
Then it's showing that at least we're getting the attention. So now it's just about the next step of like what you were saying, bringing that community together and pushing ourselves through because that's actually what happens in a lot of these other places. It's not so much about the fact that they outreach to fans, but it's about the fact that the people that are bigger than them are looking back and helping them out and showing love. So
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of that goes a long way.
I was gonna ask because I was actually kind of curious. Do you, outside of producing, since we're talking on the subject of music, do you rap outside of like producing?
Oh man, I want to say I rap, man. People said I do a pretty decent job, and I believe them. But
Oh, we gotta see that.
yeah, man,
Okay, like-
maybe yeah, just look out for that, I guess. But it's not my first thing to do. But if you never know how life is, and you never know what things might come out. But yeah, like in my own sense, I think every producer, from what I know so far, all the producers that I've met, like every producer tries to do like a little like whatever, just to like match with your beats and everything, just to see if it like actually your beat works and all that. So you kind of dabble in the bag a little bit just on your own, whether you want to actually do it or not. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know if I'm at the place of where I would actually do it or not. But
You're able to. You
I
just
just
don't
do it. Yeah.
wanna.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just, yeah, whatever, we'll see what's up, man. We'll see. I wouldn't put it out of the question, but yeah, it's not a first thing to do for me.
okay, okay, that's
I
all
wouldn't
good,
say.
man.
Yeah, no, man. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe we can get a, legitimate caveman, mashup. We'll see what happens.
Okay, okay, yeah,
We'll
man.
see what happens, man.
If yeah, 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 go. I'm gonna throw that poll in there now that you just mentioned it. Just be like,
Yeah,
throw a poll in there, see what the peeps want. You know.
yeah. Hey, see what they want, man. I'm about it, man. I'm always about working. Music is very synonymous. A lot of different things can come out of music, so I'm never done. I'm never turning anything down. So,
Yeah, got. And what's your ad so they could find you in the link bio? You know.
so I got two ads. They all link to each other, but at Lay Dog Leigh .dog, and then I got legitimate, but it's not spelled legitimate. It's spelled Leigitime
The
dot
lay in there.
prod. Yeah, it's the
The
lay
lay
in
in
there.
there.
Yeah, you see it.
Okay,
A couple
okay.
people don't see it. They be like, "Why did you add an extra I?" And I'm like, "It's my name." But it's said the same way. Legitimate. Yeah, so
Gotcha, man.
put a little
Um,
suave thing.
you want to use the platform for anything you want to make people aware of. I know we were touching on relationships. Is there something that you wanted to get off your chest or anything like that?
Man, shout out to my shawty, man. She, been holding things down. Shout out Rebecca, as far as that, like relationships and stuff like that, look, man, I think, we're in a very sensitive era right now where it seems like a lot of different things are happening at one time, but it's just really just mostly, a lot of the internet overtaking us
Yeah,
like by storm. Even though it's been around for some time, but we're starting to see the after effects of what it can really do. So it's just really got to keep your head up and realize that reality is still real, and the internet is fake. You know what I'm saying? That you just got to always remember that. So don't
yes, sir.
don't believe everything you see on the internet as far as relationships go. But
It's
anything
a
else, man? Yeah,
it's
no,
tied in so much with mental health because I even found
it is.
myself a couple times just paying attention to somebody else's lane when I'm on Instagram or something, paying attention to what the other individual is, and you just sometimes can't help it because it's so much. And sometimes what I got to do is I got to ground myself and be like, look,
Yeah.
listen, I got my own gifts, I got my own,
Yeah, man. You're not anybody else. Let me make sure that everybody knows that you're not anybody else. You're you. Your journey is your journey, and it takes as many steps as it takes. Somebody might get there before you, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna do it better than you. So you just gotta take it at your own pace. But nah, I don't even think that it's 100% a bad thing. You could
hmm
really have, looking at somebody else what they got going on. It's just to remind yourself that what's reality, and to use it in the right way. So don't use it as in a comparison. But for me personally, I use my social media as competition. You know what I'm saying? So like, as far as like business wise and like the other music producers and stuff like
it's
that.
healthy
So
though. Like having
yeah.
a little bit of competition there, it gets kind of boring, and you want to see like just for a little fun, just be like, what can he do?
Yeah, because I mean, like before, prior to, like, think about it. If we were still outside of the internet, I might know like one or two producers that make it out of my city, and then like to me, it's like, oh, okay, I only got to beat two guys out of my city. But
Right.
now, like, if I'm paying attention to social media, I can see that there's actually 10, 20, 30, 40 plus producers that all got 10K over me, 10K followers over me, and they're getting placements and stuff like that. And if I'm just, it's just all about training your mind to be, a fighter, you know what I'm saying, and understand that like you could use that as competition, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Mhm.
no, there's really more people out here that are working just as hard as me and I just need to go a little bit harder. So it's just about shaping your mindset in the right way, and that's what really makes the most successful people. It's 80% mindset, 20% work.
Little hope of the ego in there too. Just like
Yeah, just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, because yeah, definitely big up yourself if you've been working hard and the results are showing. They're gonna
make
come.
make sure you pat yourself on the back.
Of course, of course, you gotta love yourself first before anybody else can love you. So love yourself in everything that you do.
Yes, sir. So yeah, man. I got a story actually. Since we're in the topic of relationships, I've had many incidents where I don't know if it's become popular, but ghosting.
Yeah.
So there's interest in there. Sometimes, you just never know. Now you have trust issues because we got the old switcheroo where us men we got to deal with you know being used, and other occasions just
Right.
uh the person's not being direct with you. Ghosting is probably the easiest thing. That's their coping mechanism of avoiding the whole situation and confrontation and whatnot. uh yeah, man, like, have you ever been ghosted? Has that ever happened?
Man, more times than I can count. I ain't afraid to take speak about my losses, but yeah, the funny thing about that is like I had a conversation with my woman about that, and it was like she gave me a different perspective that like, which I already understood. Like the world doesn't owe you anything, but yeah, really when it comes to that stuff, how it's just about once again it comes back to the changing your mindset. I just changed my mindset that like in an egotistical way sometimes it's like you missed out, but it's just like it really just I guess it wasn't meant for you. You feel me? When it happens, obviously, like, yeah, I agree that like people could be honest with you. I think what happens a lot of the times is that as humans, people are afraid of communication that is going to potentially hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Absolutely.
not the easiest conversation to have. Same thing. Like and that's in all aspects. You think about like a parent telling a child something that's going to hurt them. It really hurts. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna
You
lie to
know.
you. I make it
So
kind of clear, like when I'm talking to somebody, just tell me straight on, please. Just be honest with me, and I try to communicate that. Just like, listen, if you don't interested, you're not. You're
yeah.
saving me.
It saves a lot of time. It saves people's times and it saves people's mental health. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because yeah, that was something I was telling her. I was like, you think about it, like for some people, when there's no closure or there's no like communication about that, you are stuck worrying about what is the actual issue. So was it the other person? Were they going on to mess with somebody else or whatever it is, or was it stuff that you were doing? You want to correct stuff like that. Especially most of the time on that aspect, you want to correct something with yourself if it's going to keep on pushing other people away. So
Hmm.
yeah, ghosting just kind of ruins stuff like that because you don't get no type of idea of
No
what was the
closure.
issue or if there was an issue or you know what I'm saying and like
People
and
are
I think people
sensitive.
are more understanding than people give credit for.
I believe so, man. That's a good way to think about it too. And sensitivity, you can't be too sensitive. I don't think you should take it personal either.
Nah, man, and I understand that aspect too for at least women. Like there are some men out here that will take things very personally, and they're pretty sensitive. Um, but at the same time, it's just like yeah, like we've created this environment for ourselves with the ghosting that like why people might have extended trust issues because it's like okay like if I've had the last 3 4 people dip out on me and not tell me why, then if it is me, then I don't know what I'm supposed to be correcting. You feel me? I can look at myself and I'm sure all of us have a lot of stuff about ourselves that we would change, not
Hmm.
knowing whether or not it's good or not. You feel me? It's different for everybody. So it's like it's better for somebody to just be honest with you and tell you like, oh, like for me personally, like this, and this wasn't good for us. You feel me? So it's not gonna work. At
I'm
least
I'm a little
that's something to pay
traumatized.
attention to.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest. I'm a little traumatized.
Nah, that shit hurts, man.
Because
That shit hurts.
as soon as I hear like the oh yeah we'll go on let's just say this the date is set, and let's just say like there's a scenario that you could be used. I tug at my wallet sometimes. I'm like, you know what? Should I just ask for half the check? I'm like that because
Hey
I'm
man, you better do that. These women are evil these days, man.
yo. I'm telling you. So
Nah, you have your good women out these days, but like, yeah, nah. I mean, look, that's to me
mhm,
with that like specifics is like dates. It's really just up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like for me personally, how I go about dates. when I used to go on dates. Like yeah, like it's just really I just already shut out in my mind that like I'm okay with spending this money, and
Mm-hmm.
then whether it goes from somewhere or not, then that's what it is. But
So
I'm
budgeting
listening.
exists, you know.
No, it does. It
Mm-hmm.
does. And there's no, I want every man to understand that there's no shame in telling a woman that you are budgeting because you're trying to better yourself and you want to save in this and the third. So, like, if you are looking to see if she can put down half on the bill, whatever it is, because you're not sure about where y'all are going from here, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's no shame in
Trust
that.
me on that.
We're in a different time too, so that thing with the gentleman always pays for the first date, things are changing up. You see people now, like the girls, man, they proposing to the guys now, like
Yo, that's been happening so often. Oh, man.
it's a little shocking. I came from a background of Christian family, so
Yes,
it's
same.
always the guy
Yeah.
proposing usually. So it took me a little bit of time to like process that, and there's people fighting with their egos, like, oh, it's the man takes the role, and it's not the woman's place, but
It's different times, man. I mean, like, yeah, when we really think about it, doesn't really matter who does what, but yeah, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. Nothing is permanent, really, truthfully, except death and taxes, I guess you could say,
yeah,
as they say.
that's true.
And so like when it comes to that, it's just like as a man, if you're comfortable with a woman doing that to you, then by all means, for me personally, nah, like I'll do that because that's where I come from and that's what I know. And I ain't trying to be put in that type of position, but nah, it's funny,
You good, man. You
man.
got what's her name? Rebecca.
Rebecca,
Rebecca.
yeah,
Yeah, you good.
yeah.
You run with that. You.
Yeah, if she does that, I'm gonna clown her, but it's all good though. Like I'm gonna probably still say yes, but I doubt she gonna do that because she know better. But yeah, nah. Because I already told her that I'm
Nah.
doing that. So we already had that. Funny enough, we already had that conversation. So that's why I say she knows better.
So
But
she know Rebecca. You heard that?
yeah, she knows better
She
that
knows.
I'm gonna be doing that. So yeah, so we already know what's up with that.
Did you find yourself having, like, I know you probably, all due respect with Rebecca, but did you have a certain, like, a preference? Because I usually am more attracted to people that are a little bit more calm. I guess because that my nature is like that too.
Hmm. A preference for women?
Yeah, just like personality wise.
Yeah. I mean, damn. I would like to say that I have a preference when I think about it, but in essence, when I'm just going about it, I like it's like I like what I like.
Mm-hmm.
I think the preferences start to come into play once I'm actually getting to know this person and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I like a person with intelligence. I like a person that I can have a good conversation with. And it's a healthy back and forth. To like challenge each other's like ideas and ideologies and everything. Um, I like conversation. So like yeah, just stuff like that. And yeah, as I told my woman, it's like what I really only care about is loyalty, honesty, and respect. You feel me? Those are the only things I really need from anybody. I don't really need anything else. I don't need any gifts or anything like that. I don't need you to be all like
Ooh,
affectionate with me and stuff like
that's
that.
another thing too,
Yeah,
like learning each other's love language.
yeah. I
Mm.
funny enough, I don't know what my love language is. If there is one, I'd probably lean more towards like I would say probably like words of affirmation, if
Mm.
anything. And I still wouldn't even say that because like I'd rather see actions more than words.
So you're
So
probably more like lenient towards physical touch, maybe, or acts of service, maybe.
yeah, the acts of service, no, because I absolutely despise
You don't like people doing
I
stuff for you?
nah man, I despise it. Like I'm super appreciative, and like but the thing is that because I despise it so much, I'll probably try and outdo you or something, or at least match what you did for me in
No.
like some type of way,
Yeah.
just because like yeah, I just don't like. I like to be the person doing stuff for people. So like
Mm.
when it's done for me, I'm like, nah, I gotta do something back for you for sure. Like I'm ready to do that. Like so I'll do that for people any day. So maybe physical touch. I definitely love I love, the feeling of a woman, so probably physical touch.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's like a huge, like nice and healthy balance of like physical touch and like I don't know if that's a thing, if like a balanced like love languages,
I
but
think
like
there
physical
is.
touch and words of affirmation would be my thing.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give a big shout out to people that like the toxic girls too, because You know, maybe it's a little maturity type of thing where like they're a little mature and they like the toxic, they like the I don't know, the
Adventure,
violent
man.
stuff, you know, like
Yeah,
so
it's
you
the
know,
adventure. I think
yeah.
I was there for a little bit. I can't even lie. I'll be honest. Like I was actually enjoying messing with toxic women because like it was just like at that time that was like my like beginning of college for me. Like yeah, no, at that time it was just kind of like damn, what are you gonna do next? Like what you did last time was pretty like it was
It was,
pretty yeah
so
pretty
what's your
crazy,
next
but like
threshold? Is that what
yeah
it's?
yeah like what are you gonna do next time that like that's gonna push me to my boundary of like possibly
Oh,
not talking to you anymore because like yeah that's crazy that you would do something like that. So it was kind of like interesting. It was like a little bit like it was curiosity for me personally. So I assume for the people that love that they just love the adventure. They love the not knowing what's next with that person type of thing. So.
it's the
So
thrill, it's the adrenaline they get.
yeah.
I'm
And
a
usually those people are toxic themselves too. So it's like kind of like a back and forth thing. So they're kind of like feeding each other
For
in a
me,
way.
what would be a deal breaker? Because I'm a car guy, so you know I like my custom cars. I like my stuff. That's my baby. You
Uh
know,
huh.
you could be a baby with my car.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, car has its function. You do as well. You know, like what would you know? What's your deal breaker? Like, is it the
Um.
PlayStation? Throws the PlayStation away. And,
Nah, none of that stuff. I'd be upset with like stuff like that. But deal breaker for me, oh man, yeah, nah, I just, whew.
Leighton's like, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, it really would have to come to it. Like whatever it is that you would do, I would have to see what it is. It depends on how much I like you, and really what it is. But like, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but if there was one, it like, yeah, obviously like cheating and stuff like that. That's stuff like that.
I wanted to get
I
up on
can't
that
get
topic
past
too.
that.
What do you consider cheating? Like, cause you know everybody's is kind of different.
Ah, yeah, nah, that's facts. Cheating. I don't know. To me personally, like cheating, just really comes from the fact of like, um on a deeper level, I guess cheating to me is like on a deeper level. So like, do you know that you are doing something that you are enjoying with another person that is not your, your mate or your partner and everything in the affectionate side? Because obviously you can
Mm,
have friends and go out and have a good time and stuff like that. But it's like within yourself, and that all of us, we all know within ourselves like what we're doing for certain things, and then like um and then how deep it runs. You know what I'm saying? And we
right.
also know that our partner could never tap into that unless we explain that to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
You think it's
you
like intention as well?
it's intention, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be, tapped into that. Sometimes we're not tapped into that. I can be very much honest about that. Like sometimes we're not tapped into the fact that like we might be doing something that seems like harmless to us when we think about it on like a surface level, but like when we really think about it, it's like, okay, why do I actually like entertain this or do something like that? So like maybe it might be that, maybe it not might not, but that's why you got to be within yourself and understand like what are the things that you do and why you do them and stuff like that. So
I think it's a really like tight threshold, man. Cause you could have your boyfriend sometimes. You know, he's not the main person to give you everything.
yeah.
So I even have a homegirl. She's my best friend, and she has a boyfriend. And there's certain things that she does with me that she just enjoys. Like for example, just a simple like movie night out or something where she's like, "Yo, let's go do a marathon," and we'll have other people. Sometimes it's just me and her, and we just enjoy that time. And sometimes she doesn't, you know, they don't have the same interest either. So,
Uh-huh.
you know, he has his pretty sure his own girls as well. So,
Communication though, man, that like that comes down to communication. When it comes to the topic of like whether or not people can have friends of the opposite sex,
mm,
it comes down to communication. Are you being, are you communicating with your partner in the ways that they can feel most comfortable with that happening? You know what I'm saying? That's all that
right.
really matters. Like, and communication saves so much more issues that we have in relationships, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest with people no matter how much it hurts, you feel me? Because that pain is so much more less on so many more exponential levels
Yeah.
than having to find something out for yourself like later on, whether it's through that person like on a much later date or through somebody else or having to see it yourself. So it's like it's just about the communication. So like I think those things are possible. It's just more about the fact that have you communicated to your partner in a way, not just about telling them like, oh, I have a boy best friend or I have a girl best friend that I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? Communicating in a way that lets them know what is your actual mindset around that person and like what they mean to you and this that, and the third. You feel me? And not just about like on a friendship level. It's like, yeah, like this person's been there for me and they've done stuff for me and like I really respect that and stuff like that. So like I appreciate them having in my life. And like how you said, like, you know, there's stuff that I can do with them that like I know that you necessarily wouldn't like, or you know what I'm saying? Like and that's just being honest. And
Yeah.
that's so much more respectable than like leaving somebody in the blind about
Oh yeah.
everything. Like you know
Going
what I'm
behind the
saying?
back is the worst, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, and like, yeah, especially, and my thing is too about that stuff is that like, if it's as harmless as people want to make it seem, then that conversation should not be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like if I'm doing something at my job, like that my manager comes and he's like, yo, that looks mad sketchy. Like what were you doing in the back or whatever? And I just tell him that like, yo, you know, I asked for this shoe that they didn't bring out for like the last 20 minutes and this person's been waiting, so I just went and got it myself. Like it shouldn't be easy for me to just tell my manager that. It's like, yeah, if I decided to answer to my manager like, oh, you don't trust me, that like, you know what I'm saying, that like I'm doing my job or
No,
whatever,
that
like
sounds a little more defensive, you know. Like,
yeah, like it's like you trying to like make the other person feel bad for like seeing a situation that looks a completely different way. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
yeah, so
Dang. I have a experience with also the question I got was would you date coworkers? Is that a good idea? In my experience, I don't think it ever goes really well. Just
Yeah.
from what I'm
communication, man.
communication. As it goes back to it again,
It
yeah.
comes down to communication, man. It's not like it's probably like one of the worst situations that you could really get into, but like it can be done as long as both parties are communicating well. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was working
You know, work
at
life.
Apple.
Mm,
Yeah,
work
exactly.
life.
Like stuff like that. You feel me? Like when I was working at Apple, there was a girl that was there and like I was like she seemed like she was single the whole time and this and the third, but like come to find out, like yeah, she actually dates somebody at the store. You know what I'm saying? They actually talk and like that's through word of mouth that I had to find that out. You feel me? Like not through through conversation with her or like seeing them together at work or whatever. Like you would never know unless somebody tells you. So it's like it's possible. It's like once I seen that, I was like, oh, okay, like that's crazy because like I would have never guessed it was this person. Like you feel me? If anything, I would have probably guessed it was somebody else because you hang out with that person more than you hang out with this person. But it seems that you guys communicate on a level to where it doesn't bother y'all and it's not affecting your work and it's not affecting what y'all got going on. So it's more about just the communication, man. It always comes down to communication.
Nice, man. Okay. Anything else you wanted to add? Anything you think should be addressed to the gentlemen or the gals out there that about relationships? I know you had a couple posts that I was just laughing my ass off. A couple of those, I was just like,
Nah, tell me which one, man. I'll definitely I'll elaborate on that. But yeah, I'll throw something in there while you think about them. But like yeah, no, definitely. Once what I was saying earlier, you know, people just be true to yourself. That's the best way to get somebody to like you and be patient. You know, with my woman, like that was something that I don't think either of us expected to happen, but like it just kind of did because both of us was just being true to ourselves and you know, and our energies connected in that way.
By the way, our opinions are not biased, but I am single, so I wanted to have this because
of course,
you know, the combination of, you know,
I get it.
Each perspective. So
man, I was single for 3 years. I would like to say 3 years.
That's a long time.
3+ years. It's probably more.
By decision.
By decision though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like not that I didn't talk to people in between, or have like candidates that were possible, but like it's just that I was just being patient with myself and I know that in time all that stuff is just gonna fall into place. So it's just being patient and you know, enjoying life and you know what I'm saying? Don't try to fit everything into your box and parameters. That's why I said that I don't have like a preference list that I like check off and everything because that's when you're getting mad critical and you're getting nitpicky and that's why people have an issue, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of like just explore things and try things out. That's why I said I had that phase too also with the like trying out toxic women because I was just like I was just like, let me see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? And like,
to see what happens.
I had some, bad moments from them, and I had some good moments. You know what I'm saying? But like, but the fact I feel like why I'm at right now is because I was patient and because I just chose to enjoy life
Gotcha.
at its fullest.
I think it's good to have some standards though. Like,
of course,
if I go into depth with my perspective, I don't think I could date somebody that's ignorant on mental health. I can't do it.
Yeah.
For some reason, because if you're not aware of what is going on with me, I would think you wouldn't be able to understand it. And I think it just tells me a lot about that person too. You're not worrying about your own mental health. What do you do when you're under pressure or
Yeah.
you're going through these things? Another thing for me is hygiene, man.
Yeah.
I've had bad experiences with hygiene. It's oh man. Yeah. Hygiene.
Yeah.
Wash it up,
Yeah, it's pretty clean, man. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I've had that bad experience too. So you're not the only one, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah. Standards should definitely be there for yourself, but to me, like standards is much different from what preferences would be like. So a preference, is not so concrete. Like we shape around. I think people get confused with that. Preferences are their standards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I prefer my girl to watch anime or whatever. Like that's not a standard.
If she do, let her know.
Sometimes
Let them know.
Oh
that,
no, of course,
hit
yeah.
them
Like
with
let them know, yeah. Like yo,
hit Kav'S inbox.
we about to, yeah. Fact, yeah. Shout out to all the girls that watch anime, man. Y'all dope. But
That's awesome.
yeah, nah, anime is like a big thing. Like, but for me, like, I would prefer for me personally, like, use myself as an example. Like, I would prefer my girl to watch anime, which my girl does watch anime with me, but my woman, but like, it's not a standard. Like,
oh no,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
if it's a standard, I gotta worry a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, first, and that's fine. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just said that you have to know yourself and know what are your standards. You feel me? Because some people are just like that much of anime freaks or whatever, and they love anime that much, so they need somebody that loves anime just as much as them. So like, yeah, no, man. It just you just got to be honest with yourself. Have an honest conversation with yourself. Is your preferences really your standards, or are they your preferences and like stuff that you can look past and overlook? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yes sir, man. What anime you looking at right now? What are you watching?
Oh, I just finished up Dr. Stone.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I gotta catch up. I'm catching up. I'm gonna sound like a terrible anime fan, but like I'm catching up because I've been working on myself, so I have good reason.
Yes sir.
But like right now I'm finishing up Fire Force.
Fire Force. Okay.
Yeah, I'm finishing up Fire Force.
I was gonna throw out some anime out there. Just like
super dope. I still gotta watch. I gotta finish up My Hero because I'm probably still on like season 1 or something like that.
What? Yeah, okay, me and you both because I'm on season 2 and it's
or like the beginning of season 2, but I think I'm still on season 1 if I'm not sure because I haven't watched that one in a minute. But I actually like to like wait a little bit further out and watch animes all the way through. Yeah, because like I'm a binge watcher, so like I don't want to have to wait for the next episode. The only anime that I do that with is One Piece, and that's because I've been watching it from the very beginning since it started.
My friend just started watching One Piece from the beginning. He's on 140, I believe he said. Yeah, actually, Drew, my co-host.
Good luck. You got 900 more to go.
Yikes. And I looked at him, I just gave him this,
Yeah, keep going strong because
you do it.
Yeah, you got some time. One Piece is insane because like I think some people like, but I've heard people like say like it took them 2 years to catch up and stuff like that. But like if you can binge watch it, I think like the shortest time I've heard somebody like binge watch it is like 4 months, like the whole 1,000 episodes that's like to catch up. I think it was like at 900 at the time, but like 900 episodes, it took them like 4 months. To like watch it day in, day out, and to catch up. It took them like 4 months.
I would have probably gave up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think watching too much of that same thing would probably bore me. Give One Piece a break.
I mean, no, I said anime. One Piece is very good, man. I'm super biased, so I'm
you totally recommend it then.
Yeah, I absolutely totally recommend One Piece. It's a reason why it's at the top of the Mount Rushmore of like animes with like Naruto and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's definitely super good, and it's not even over yet. Like, bro,
it's near there though, right? It's almost.
From what they said, which funny enough, it's near there, but it's not because like it's like I think 5 years out. before the end of the like the absolute end from what Odo was saying. But some people think it might go a little bit further than that because he's extended that already. So like, but he said he's been cutting out stuff. So it might be like less than 5 years or around 5 years from now that's gonna be done. But
Got it.
yeah, no, I think it's close to that because he said that this is like because right now it's at like Wano with fighting Kaido and stuff like that. So it's like with that, I think I think he was saying that that's like the last battle before like the final battle before the end of the you know.
I still read manga.
Absolutely.
I can't do it much anymore. Like I just got introduced to it. I kind of don't even want to do it because it's an emotional roller coaster for me.
Yeah.
I'm watching this romantic one called Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
And just waiting for the next chapter the next week, and just I don't know if it's gonna be an emotional one or it's just gonna be straight filler. But
that's why I said that One Piece is the only one that I can watch because it's like I'm just so emotionally invested into One Piece and I love it, and it's my favorite anime that I've watched. That I'm okay with it, but like it's still just like man, especially when there's like a break or something, bro. Oh man, I'm so upset because I'm like, bro, I gotta wait a whole 7 days. Man, I'm telling you, that's how I used to get past like getting time passed. I was like, yeah, let me
it sounds like it got good
I'm
pacing.
just waiting. Nah, it's really good, man.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's absolutely good. Storyline is great. Character developments are actually like really good in comparison to like other. Oh man, yeah, no, super fire.
Okay.
So I think it's like a super like all around anime for sure.
Gotcha. I got one last question before we wrap up. But I was gonna get back to the music part. Actually, speaking about anime, what you think about sampling? Do you do any type of sampling? Quick commercial break. I wish we had advertisements.
Yeah.
Like the Amazon or the Dorito commercials from the Super Bowl.
I know you were saying that you wanna do like bringing some like attention to like other people and stuff like that. That'd be good for you to do advertisements of like people's businesses in between, like what I'm saying.
That's a good idea.
Get some businesses that want to get featured on the podcast in between like talks and stuff like that.
That's a good idea.
Just advertise their business.
I've definitely looked into advertising for myself, but not for other people. But that's a good idea.
I mean, just an idea thrown out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Definitely gonna be doing that with mine. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, I already had that planned out.
Oh,
So.
we got to put that link. Well, you won't have it by now, but next time when we have you again.
Yeah.
So,
appreciate you, man. No, definitely. I'm always willing to come on. Let me know whenever.
Yeah, man. I think that was my goal, man, because I wanted just to, like I said, bring people that I knew just to closely knit community. Yeah. I think it's working. I think it's going okay,
No, and it's gonna expand you. Trust me. Just stick to it. It's gonna be a journey, of course. I'm talking like I did it already, but I just know how it is. I'm doing the same thing, so I tell people the same thing. Just gotta stick to whatever you're doing, and eventually over time, all that hard work will pay off. Somehow, some way, some type of door will open. Especially if you're being very genuine to people and you actually mean it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to do the fake genuine because it's gonna benefit them one day. There's being straight up sleazy and you're only using people, but then there's also like a thin line in between being genuine and which is like you're being genuine because you know that it's gonna benefit you. You know what I'm saying? But like if at any moment like whatever the other person switches, then you're gonna switch too. You feel me? Like, right. Which I'm not that type of person. Like, which I know a lot of people know that because people that I've been genuine to for years came back around looking for my genuinity, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh wow, yeah, and that happens often, man. And I mean, at the end of the day, we were just discussing being true to yourself, so that wouldn't even really be part of the program,
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's And you gotta be very much aware of those type of people too, because you don't want to be used in any type of way. You feel me? Because it's very draining of your energy. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe it, you'll see it when it happens.
It's dangerous too, man. Like look, not even to be a cliche example, but Tupac, manager backstabbed him, I think.
Yeah.
And the person that accused him of rape was in his inner circle. So
exactly. So it's like when you and the thing is, it's like, how do you respond to stuff like that? It's it makes you want to turn it makes you want to turn from what you truly are. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's best for you to just keep your your genuine heart and who you are, stay true to you. And because at the end of the day, there's gonna be people out there that appreciate it. Not everybody's gonna appreciate it, and not everybody should appreciate it, because then we all be like robots. You know what I'm saying? We're all just treating each other nice, which would be a nice, kumbaya and all that other stuff. But it's not the world that we live in.
No, not at all. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little dysfunctional, but I don't really like too nice either. I mean, if you give me a little pushback,
throws me off. Throw a little spice in there. Tell me no for once. Yeah.
Yeah. Little pushback.
Like, just a little pushback, just so I know that you're a little bit human. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got some type of standards for yourself. Yeah, I agree. No.
Shit. Next time we get you back on over here, maybe we could throw in like a freestyle. I want to see Lay Dog spit something.
Freestyle? It will definitely be written. I'm telling y'all from right now. It's not gonna be a freestyle. It's gonna be a freestyle that I wrote.
He's like, I'm definitely gonna do what Logic did and get some verses off the album and throw them in there.
Yeah, because I don't freestyle, but I'll probably like try to freestyle the first minute. And if it's terrible, then I'm pulling out my written stuff. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm being honest. So, being transparent.
We'll show you all on camera what's going on.
Yeah, so you see, so everybody see everything. Yeah, okay, this is not working, so I'm going to bring out the pen and pad. So this is why the verses got a little bit better. I didn't just pick up the pace, you know what I'm saying, or catch the energy. No.
For sure.
The pen and pad came out.
You know what we can even make more obvious? I'll just bring the flip phone. Be like, all right, no pad.
There you go. Yeah.
So.
Facts, bro. No, man, it's been a good talk, man, for sure.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you bringing me on. Definitely showing love. I appreciate that, man. And anytime you need me on here, I'm there.
Just absolutely, man. Thank you guys for as well as watching, giving support. Make sure to check them out on the link in bio. We'll leave all the info for you at the bottom, and for sure we will have more episodes with you. So, all right.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
Much love.
Signing off.